They are making a difference on 938 Live.
Silver Arts is happening all this month, and it features art projects by seniors that are co-created with the artistic community. It is organized by the National Arts Council, and the annual platform is more accessible this year with 25 venues island-wide. One of the artists involved is Geraldine Kang. She led the seniors in a project called To See the World in the Grain of Self with seniors from NTUC U Live. I spoke to Geraldine about the journey she took with the elderly participants.
Basically, I was introducing them to photography via a self-portraiture exercise. It wasn't so much to teach them the basics of the camera, but more to understand the art of narrative storytelling and self-expression through the use of photography.
So what were your intentions when you decided to lead this class?
I guess I wanted them to be comfortable with who they are. I think that was the primary intention. Comfortable enough to perform and, bear themselves. At least that is the way that I approach my artwork. So I kind of wanted them to share my kind of mentality, like the kind of approach they use with photography.
Did it meet your expectations? Did you see the transformations?
Yes, actually. Several participants actually based their images on very personal and very traumatizing life incidents. But unfortunately, I didn't know their full stories until the end of the workshop when they were presenting their work. So I was very touched, actually, that they were willing to share and bear themselves using cameras and to each other.
Can you highlight some of the works for us?
There was this woman who got divorced recently because her husband cheated on her. So basically her whole world was crumbling and it was changing. So she used this exercise to express how she had risen above that traumatic incident. So what she did was she used a sheet of big plastic and she cocooned herself in it. And throughout the progress, as the story unfolds, she sort of breaks out and, in a triumphant sort of jump. So she said it's as though she's ripping through the plastic that's been,
Wow, that sounds incredible. Do you find any difference working with the silver generation versus working with younger participants?
Yes, there was a marked difference. So the younger generation obviously is a lot more in tune with technology. They were a lot more comfortable with cameras. So their presence was actually really helpful for the older participants to warm up to the medium. And they were also good in giving the older participants ideas on how they could go about doing the shoots logistically.
But in terms of expression and in terms of being open to using art to talk about themselves and to create a portrait of themselves, did you find that it was harder to get that out of the older participants?
Actually, to my surprise, it was the other way around. I felt that the younger people didn't want to reveal themselves so much. In the works, a lot of them actually try to obscure their faces, even though the criteria of the assignment was actually to feature their, at least their face in the shot. So they actually worked around, the set boundary of the assignment creatively and found ways to conceal their identity.
That's really interesting.
So that was surprising for me that the older people were actually more willing to expose themselves.
After going through this exercise, Geraldine, would you encourage more seniors to discover art creation, even if they have no background?
Oh, absolutely. The workshops are actually meant for everyone. It doesn't matter if you have any prior exposure to art. It's always good to continue, I think, to exercise the mind, especially. And it's important to be a lifelong learner.
And that was Geraldine Kang, one of the artists involved in Silver Arts. If you want to find out more about Silver Arts and where you can find the exhibitions, log on to nac.gov.sg. Tomorrow we'll be talking to one of the participants of the project that Geraldine led to see the world in the grain of self. This has been They Are Making a Difference. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daphne Lim.
They are making a difference on 938 Live.